Well, here we go again. We're back to get to know every one of us. And I'm here with my friend Julie Pifer, and she is going to tell us a little bit about herself, and we're going to learn about her so that everyone knows what a wonderful agent we have with Julie. So tell me, Julie, where is home for you?
I live in Wexford.
You do, and what brought you into real estate?
So I've moved a bunch of times myself, and also I have worked with people working in the mental health field for many years now. And so it was just a nice transition to move into real estate, being able to use some of the same skills that I had in the mental health field.
It makes a lot of sense because this is very stressful for people. So being a part of that time for them and you being able to handle it probably different than most agents is really a great quality. So your family, tell me about your family.
I have four kids.
Four
My oldest are 17
kids.
and almost 17, and the youngest are just turned 4 and 5.
That's a big gap.
Yes, keeps
Yeah,
me very busy.
I'm sure it does. That's a lot of kids. He has as many kids as Mike has, and I know he keeps busy with the kids. So what do you love most about helping people buy or sell a house?
So I just like being able to be supportive and knowledgeable, and being able to be the person that guides through the stressful process of negotiating and buying or selling a home.
There's a lot of processes in this business, right?
Yes, and being able to help people feel confident on their path of, being able to find a neighborhood to settle down in with their family, or being able to kind of, leave their home with like lots of memories.
Yeah. It's wild, and there is a lot of pieces and parts that people don't realize, especially when you watch HGTV and you see some of that happening and you think, is that how real estate really is? No. We know that for a fact. So what is one smart tip you give a buyer or seller in today's market?
I guess to maybe focus on like the things that you can't change, which is kind of counterintuitive a little bit, but you can't really change, busy roads, a school district. So being able, to kind of look at a home with like many possibilities.
Yeah,
Um,
that's great advice. Great.
um, so, you can always change, take off wallpaper, you can paint a wall. There's lots of different things that you can do. But being able to kind of focus like in on the things that matter to you most.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I used to always say that everything in a house is fixable. People aren't always fixable, but houses are, right? So
Yes,
no matter what
yes,
degree, like if the walls are falling in, it's still fixable,
yes,
right? And so it just depends on how bad the buyer wants the house and how if the seller's willing to do anything. So those negotiations are important. And to be an agent, you have to learn good negotiating skills.
yes.
So outside of real estate, what lights you up?
Well, I just like doing lots of activities with my family. And also my passion is for dance. So being able to be active and, still engage in that when I
I
can.
I did not know that. I used to do a lot of work for dance instructors and dance companies in the Pittsburgh region. In fact, one was close to Wexford. Tammy Krofchek, do you know her? Yeah,
I
so yeah, and then I used to do everything for Abby Miller for about 20 years, the dance mom, Abby Miller. So I have a lot of experience in the creative side of dance. Now, my very first dance class I ever took, I ruptured my Achilles. So yeah, so then that was the last dance class, and I loved it. It was so much fun. But can you even imagine that was my first experience? So 12 weeks I was out. So yeah, crazy. So have you been dancing for a long time?
since I was 3. So it's yeah, so I mean I've just done it forever, and I as an adult I've kind of gone in and out of it when I can. I still take classes, whenever I can, usually like at least once a month if I can.
That's awesome. It does. It's great to keep in shape. It's so much more fun than just exercise.
Yep.
So, what's your favorite part of being part of the Gold Standard family?
I just like the community that we have. I just like being able to, be able to reach people very easily. And everybody is very well connected. Um, it makes it, as a newer agent, it makes it very easy, like a seamless transition. Everybody is different and brings a lot to the table. And there's just many different people that you can kind of go to. So I really like that.
A
It's
lot of different levels of experience too, right? There's just so many
yes.
people, and we have age from 18 to 76 or 77. Like we have
Yeah.
a vast array of agents, so we're not concentrated in just one area. Which there are companies that only take the brand new agents, or they only take the experienced agents. But we have such a great mix of both. So, and I'm so appreciative that you're here. You're such a great part of our company. So what's
Thank
something
you.
that, yeah, thank you. What's something most people don't know about you but should?
I've moved around a bunch of times, and that has kind of brought me to, wanting to do real estate. So
So
I've
your
just
experiences in moving have,
yes.
right? Yeah, have they all been good?
Yes, I would say I moved a lot with my family growing up, and then I've moved a couple times in the Pittsburgh area.
Wow.
Um,
Moving to me is one of the most horrible things on the earth. So being part of this and learning the other side of it, when I bought this house in 2020, when right before the pandemic, I was so I was just blown away by how difficult it was. So that changed my perspective on how I treated buyers and sellers. Even though I was good to them before, but this made a whole different, whole different conversation to have with them because I explained to them how hard it was going to be. I remember looking in the garage and it was so packed with stuff that I literally cried. I was like, "Oh my gosh, what am I going to do with all this stuff?" Right? So
mhm,
you just learn about it, and I love that you have that experience because that does help. So you have experience in your field, right? And then you have experience in this field, which
mhm.
makes you a really great real estate agent. So what's a small win that you're proud of lately?
Um, hmm. I guess just being able to make lots of new connections
Hmm.
in my community. So I would say that that has really really helped. Just connecting myself with different people.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. So there's one last question I have, and I haven't been able to ask it, but today I'm going to ask you if your real estate journey were a movie, what would it be called?
um, I don't know. I might have to get back to you on that one.
Yeah, you have to think about that one because you know what? I can't think of it either. Like I keep thinking there's so many pieces and parts to this movie. I don't even know if there was one ever made about my real estate career. But yeah, so I'm excited that you're here. I'm glad that you got on here with me today because I know a lot of people were nervous about it. But just 10 minutes of us talking and getting to know each other. And I guess I probably knew a little bit about your dance, but not as much as I do now. And I'm impressed by that because dancing is such an incredible art. I love dancing and being a part of that industry for nearly 20 years. I got to see a side of it that I can truly appreciate. So, thank you for being on here with me today. And is there any last things you want to say to the audience?
Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. All right, I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.